In different parts of the city, 9 individuals suddenly get snatched, whether they're in their vehicles or at work. Shortly afterward, these 9 folks awaken, finding themselves in an unfamiliar house. Leah regains consciousness on a bed and notices a guy named Al B beside her. Curiosity propels her to explore the house. Her hello goes unanswered, so she proceeds, scanning the area until she discovers 2 men unconscious in another room. Perplexed, Leah heads to the main door, attempting to open it, but it's securely locked. She also examines the windows, only to find them blocked by brick walls. In her quest for an exit, she ventures into the basement, but her search yields nothing. The absence of an escape triggers a panic attack, causing Leah to collapse. Moments later, Father Duffy checks on her, and she realizes there are a total of 9 people trapped here. As they contemplate their situation, a mysterious voice emanates from a speaker, explaining that they were chosen not for who they are, but for what they represent. This voice declares that they've been assembled to participate in a game, a test of their human character, solely for the entertainment of the watcher. Surveillance equipment, 75 cameras, and countless microphones have been installed throughout the house. The game's victor will be the last one standing and will not only regain their freedom, but also receive $5 million. The abrupt disappearance of the voice initiates a heated argument among the 9 players. Some believe in the reality of the game, while others remain skeptical. The unsettling prospect that 8 of them might meet a grim fate intensifies the tension. Jay alleviates the uncertainty by revealing a concealed gun, signifying the severity of their predicament. Though he identifies himself as a police officer, his possession of the weapon still raises concerns about fairness. Amidst the discord, Al B, influenced by his past experiences, directs his anger toward Jay. He recounts how his younger brother suffered at the hands of corrupt police officers. Francis interjects, sharing his theory that the Watcher's objective is to compel them to eliminate each other. Panic ensues as Jay concurs with Francis, emphasising the likelihood that the surviving player would eventually meet a similar fate. Jay proposes a cooperative effort to escape, suggesting the use of a heavy dining table to breach the front doors. The group consents to this plan, except for Claire, who observes while smoking. Despite their collective efforts, the door remains immovable, thwarting their escape. Jay's attempts to shoot through the brick walls prove futile due to their thickness. Subsequently, they explore every corner of the house in search of concealed exits, confident that an entry point exists since they were brought here. Jay discovers an iron bar in the basement, but it uncovers only more metal beneath the floor. Al B finds a sealed wooden square in the ceiling. Amid their exhaustive search, Claire indulges in the liquor cabinet, consuming alcohol. Eventually, they abandon their efforts and return to the living room, chastising Claire for her inaction. Jay secures the liquor cabinet to prevent further mood deterioration. In a group discussion, they all affirm their unwillingness to kill, but acknowledge that desperate individuals might resort to anything for money. A sound emanates from the kitchen, prompting them to investigate. They find a dumbwaiter delivering food, consisting of a piece of chicken and a potato for each player. Seated at the dining table, they bless their meal as Duffy introduces everyone. Duffy is a priest, Jay a police officer, Leah a dancer, Claire a renowned tennis player, Francis a musician, Cynthia a homemaker, Albie a rapper, Max a fashion designer, and Shona a paralee monitored by an ankle bracelet. Leah abstains from meat, sparking a minor dispute over her chicken piece, which Jay exchanges for his potato to avoid conflict. Al B regrets missing a crucial meeting due to their abduction, a meeting with a record company that could have secured him a deal. To prove his skills, Al B delivers an impromptu rap performance. After dinner, they contemplate room arrangements, with 5 rooms each housing 2 single beds. Duffy claims a room due to his role as a priest, and Francis stays with his wife. The remaining 6 select roommates by drawing names. Jay ends up with Leah, Claire with Shona, and Max, with Al B. Claire, becomes furious when she catches Shona going through her bag, leading to a heated argument. Meanwhile, Al B practices his rhymes, and Max frets about having just one outfit for the duration of their stay. Duffy engages in prayer, and Leah and Jay share anecdotes about their lives. Francis discusses the allure of the money with Cynthia, who finds his consideration troubling. Hours pass, and in the middle of the night, Jay is suddenly attacked. After a struggle, the intruder flees into the darkness, eluding identification. Accusations fly as the players emerge from their rooms, casting suspicion on one another, particularly Al B, due to his prior altercation with Jay. Duffy intervenes, quelling the rising tension, and directs everyone to return to their rooms. Morning arrives, bringing increasing heat that fuels another dispute. They mistakenly believe the police are approaching, drawn by Shona's bracelet monitor. Rushing to the front door, they clamour for help. Jay fires his gun in desperation, but the external noises diminish, leaving them disheartened. Desperation takes hold, leading Jay to unlock the liquor cabinet. All but Duffy, Leah and Jay turn to alcohol as a means of escape. Music fills the house, but Claire changes it to an upbeat tempo, encouraging drunken dancing while the temperature rises. Francis makes advances toward Leah, who reminds him of his wife, persuading him to respect her boundaries. Later, Francis conceals a bottle of liquor in his room, breaking it silently to create glass shards. He hides one on the doorframe and the rest inside the toilet tank, preparing a potential weapon. As the group succumbs to inebriation, only Cynthia and Al B continue dancing in the living room, their closeness raising suspicions. A confrontation erupts when Francis accuses Al B of flirting with his wife, leading to a physical altercation. In the chaos, Al B accidentally pushes Cynthia, causing her to strike her head on the railing and die instantly. Al B attempts to apologise, but Jay, incensed, locks him in his room using an iron bar across the handles. The group conceals Cynthia's body in a sheet and transports it to the basement. Throughout the day, the players wander the house, reflecting on their dire circumstances. Francis discovers his wife's lipstick and dons it, displaying signs of deteriorating sanity. Claire confronts Shona, who is once again rifling through her belongings. Their verbal dispute escalates into physical violence, including slapping. Shona departs to smoke a cigarette, and Claire seizes the opportunity to stab her with a corkscrew. Leah, washing her face, encounters Francis, who suddenly dismantles the light fixture and submerges it in water, electrocuting her and rendering her unconscious. In the kitchen, Duffy seeks to negotiate with Max, expressing trust in him and Leah. Max, however, demands more food portions in exchange for cooperation, but Duffy declines, prioritizing fairness. Max attempts to pilfer a large portion, but is stopped by Duffy's drawn gun. Duffy endeavours to guide Max from the kitchen, but they stumble upon Shona's lifeless body in the corridor. Claire asserts that it was self-defence, but Duffy remains resolute in escorting her away. They pass Leah's room and discover her apparently deceased. While Duffy performs last rites, Claire takes the opportunity to escape. Francis emerges, pretending surprise at Leah's demise, but Duffy sees through his ruse, levelling his gun. When Duffy hesitates to fire, Francis taunts him and demands the weapon. With no alternative, Duffy shoots Francis in the abdomen. Unbeknownst to them, Leah, who had survived, reawakens. She uncovers a glass shard hidden in the toilet tank after accidentally knocking off the lid. In the kitchen, Claire attempts to obtain food, but is startled by Max, who only offers to share in exchange for certain favours. Max's coercion escalates to attempted assault, but Duffy intervenes, coercing Max to release Claire. Simultaneously, Francis returns, impaling Duffy with a shard from above the doorframe and seizing the gun. Claire is shot by Francis, who proceeds to kill Duffy as well. Unaware of Leah's survival, Francis celebrates his presumed victory, demanding his reward from the Watcher. Upstairs, Leah employs bedsheets to retrieve a hidden glass shard, inadvertently revealing her location by knocking the tank lid. Francis follows the sound, chasing Leah until she hides beneath a bed. He discovers her, but she manages to wound his leg with the shard before escaping. Francis pursues her, ultimately cornering her on the balcony. However, as he charges, they both topple over the railing, falling onto a table. The fall drives the glass shard into Francis's chest, resulting in his demise. Leah, now the sole survivor, grapples with the realization that she has taken a life. As the front door opens, bathing her in blinding light, she finds a large bag, supposedly containing the promised money. She traverses a corridor that subsequently seals behind her, revealing another house occupied by traumatized winners from previous games. Terrified, Leah comprehends that this is only the beginning.